Hello everyone, and welcome to Battle of the Beast Reptile Rampage. Start of round 2, episode number 17. I am your host Adam, as the introductory very kindly said, and so far this tournament we've had 16 very good battles between all 32 beasts that are participating in this tournament, and now we're down to 16. But we don't care about the top 16, do we? We only care about the 8, which we make it into round 3. So with that, let's introduce the beasts that are participating in this battle to kick off round 2. So, representing Series 1, where it all began, a beast which has made it very far in not one, but 2 previous tournaments. This beast is known as the symbol, the icon, the face of Beast Quest. I'm of course talking about Ferno, the fire dragon, and his opponent, representing the very small group of remaining specials. These beasts have a habit of working well together, being compared to Ferno quite a lot. Whether they match in strength, remains to be unknown. But I'm sure this battle will tell us if 2 heads are better than 1. Yes, I'm of course talking about Vedra and Krimon, the twin beasts of Avantia. So with these 2 beasts going against each other, I think this is actually fitting to be the start of round 2, because you got Ferno, the mentor, versus Vedra and Krimon, the mentees. Yep, Ferno is the one that trained Vedra and Krimon, and I'm only saying that because they're both dragons. And Ferno seems to spend the most time with them, so that's what I'm saying. He trained them. Yes, he's trained them. That's what we're sticking to, all right? He trained them. You can't change my mind. So with that, we already know quite a lot about these beasts because they are some of the oldest beasts in the entirety of this series. Book-wise, not beast-wise. So with that, let's get to the stats. Ferno the Fire Dragon. Encaged in the south by Avantia's winding river lurks Ferno the Fire Dragon. Ferno is so enormous he has been mistaken for one of the mountains. The fire dragon patrols the river and makes sure that the southern towns of the kingdom are never flooded. Should the waters rise, he can use his clawed feet to build protective dams. Their sudden appearances confuse the locals, but they are very grateful for them. Age 288, power 212, magic level 180, fright factor 91, size 465. Powers and abilities are fire breath, flight, enhanced strength, enhanced speed, enhanced durability, natural weaponry, and limited camouflage, as well as immunity to poison. Weaknesses are enchantments and durability limits. Vedra and Krimon, twin beasts of Avantia. New beasts of Avantia are born very rarely. Vedra and Krimon are twin baby dragons who share a special bond. They hatched from the same egg, which had lain hidden for centuries in the Nidrim caves. Because they are good beasts, they cannot attack. They can only protect. This meant that they were vulnerable to Malvel, the Dark Wizard. Age for Vedra and Krimon are 0. Power for Vedra is 150. Magic level for Vedra is 126. Fright factor for Vedra is 50. And size for Vedra is 120. For Krimon, power is 131, magic level is 146, fright factor is 50, and size is 120. Powers and abilities are flight, fire breath, mental link, fireball creation, enhanced durability, and fire immunity. Weaknesses are shared pain and enchantments. Okay, so with the stats department done for Ferno, Vedra, and Krimon, the battlefield is going to take place in a rocky terrain arena, and whilst I have said that their size is 120, that was when they were introduced in this book. But as I said in the summary video, I'm going along with how they were when they were introduced in Series 14, the Cursed Dragon, so that way they stand a bit more of a fighting chance. So for the sake of it, let's just double their size and increase their fright factor and power ever so slightly. So yeah, size 240, power, power and magic level rather, not fright factor. Not sure on that one. We'll work with that. Right, so Rocky Terrain Arena, let's get into this. As the chamber doors open, all three of these beasts emerge from the sky chamber and roar into the arena. Ferno stares down his former mentees, knowing that he's going to take them both down if he wants to have eternal glory as the winner of Reptile Rampage. Vedra and Krimon stare down their mentor, knowing all the tricks that's up his sleeve. They are prepared to take on someone who has double their power. Immediately, they all leap off the perch, the sky perch, let's call it, and charge straight towards each other. Vedra and Krimon immediately split, going left or right, to do a pincer movement on Ferno. Ferno sees this coming, and as both of those beasts charge towards Ferno on either side, Ferno dives down as Vedra and Krimon both collide into each other. Ferno then turns around and instantly flies up, knocking both Vedra and Krimon to the side before breathing fire over both of them, knowing full well it wouldn't affect them at all. It's just a way to hinder their vision with all the smoke and flames that are protruding from Ferno. Vedra and Krimon duck below the flames to land on the ground as they just look at the cloud of smoke above them. As the smoke dissipates, they look up and see that Ferno's completely gone. At first they're confused, but then they remembered something that their mentor used to do to them all the time every time they played hide and seek together. So Vedra and Krimon both scoured the rocky terrain, trying to find anything that looks irregular, and they see it. An abnormally large boulder, which Vedra swears was not there before. Vedra gets Krimon's attention, gestures towards the boulder, and they both circle around the perimeter in separate directions, ready to pounce at this so-called boulder. As they're both at opposite ends of the arena, they both charge towards the boulder and instantly land on top of it, causing Ferno to erupt out of said boulder and extend his wings, knocking both those beasts back before he lifts up his claws, grabs Krimon by the neck and pins him down, digging his claws into Krimon's neck. Krimon's roaring in pain, and Ferno also hears Vedra roaring in pain as Ferno also hears Vedra roaring in pain as he looks to his side and sees that Vedra is charging up towards Ferno to claw him, bite at him. Ferno, using his pure strength, lifts up Krimon by his neck and swings Krimon towards Vedra, knocking both of them down. As Krimon gets off Vedra regains himself and charges up towards Ferno. Ferno lifts up his tail and slaps Vedra right across the face, knocking him down. Krimon immediately charges up towards Ferno from behind. Ferno was ready for that. He moves his head aside to avoid the bite which Krimon tried to do, and instead bites down on Krimon's neck. As blood starts gushing out of Krimon's neck, Krimon, using his claws, starts trying to scratch at Ferno's face, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything, or it doesn't seem to be affecting Ferno at all. As Vedra charges up to save his brother, Ferno sees this in his peripheral vision, and using his tail, wraps his tail around Vedra's tail, pulling him backwards, and then quickly using his tail, moving from Vedra's tail to wrap Ferno's tail around Vedra's neck and hoisting him backwards, pulling his head upwards, causing Vedra to breathe fire up to the sky. As Ferno is constricting his grip on his tail around Vedra's neck, he continues to bite more aggressively onto Krimon's neck, causing both the beasts to roar in pain, starting to scratch at the body part of Ferno, or the part of Ferno that is currently on their neck, to no avail, as it seems to be not affecting Ferno at all. Ferno notices that Vedra and Krimon are trying to use their tails to get to Ferno, but Ferno just lifts up each of his claws one by one and pins both the tails down with his, talons, rather. As both the beasts are struggling to stay conscious at this point, Krimon due to blood loss and Vedra due to lack of oxygen, they try extending their wings to try and take off to the sky to try and break free from Ferno's grip. Ferno decides to follow along with that, extends his own wings, hoists himself up, but instead of joining Vedra and Krimon as they continue to go up, he forced himself upwards more, pulling Vedra and Krimon up as well, increasing the constriction around Vedra's neck with his tail, as Krimon is still struggling to break free from the fangs which are seeped into his neck. As the spectators are watching, seeing this barbaric event happening, rather lack of blood, might I add, they are quickly realizing that you can't trick your mentor into something that they have definitely seen before. Ferno seems to know exactly every move that Vedra and Krimon are going to do, and they can't seem to outwit him. Eventually, the spectators are starting to see the very obvious picture that no matter what Vedra and Krimon do, Ferno is going to know what they're going to do. And as that realization hits, Vedra's body goes slack. As Ferno unravels his tail, Vedra's jade-coloured body falls to the ground, creating a dust cloud as it slams into that ground. Ferno then, using his tail, wraps it around Vedra's neck, pulling him violently out of his mouth, and then staring into Krimon's eyes, rather, not Vedra, Krimon's eyes, he lifts up a claw and slashes it right down Krimon's face, scratching both his eyes out and slamming Krimon to the ground, head first into the ground, breaking his neck on impact as another dust cloud forms. Ferno lands onto the ground, each talon on top of each dragon's head, and roars into the arena, knowing that he has successfully defeated both these beasts with little to no struggle. As Ferno makes his way back to his chamber, all he can hear is the cheering from his fans who are rooting for him to win this tournament. So that Ferno has won. Vedra and Krimon has lost. If you think Vedra and Krimon should have won, please comment below. I think that how are my words final, and Ferno's moving on to the round 3. Right. Bit of story background. Ferno and Vedra and Krimon do actually know each other, and I've always seen Ferno as more of a mentor to Vedra and Krimon. So Vedra and Krimon got trained by Ferno, as well as whatever his name is from Series 14. So the way I just see it, Ferno knows these dragons really well, know how they think, and what they would probably do to try and attack, rather, or protect themselves, rather. And with that, it kind of made it a bit obvious to me. But then there was the whole idea of 2 heads are better than 1 kind of thing. And then it's just a case of, yeah, 2 heads may be better than 1, but if Ferno is still double your height, then if Ferno is still double your height and also double your strength, I don't think that's going to help you. And yeah, I really didn't. I kind of saw an inkling of how Vedra and Krimon could have won, but in actuality, I do not believe they were actually going to win. I do not believe they were not going to make it into round 3. I really do not believe they were going to win against Ferno. So with that's the first battle of round 2. It's been a few months since I last done a battle, as you could probably tell by how long my hair has gotten. So with that, join me in the next video where I do the second battle of round 2, where we'll have 2 more beasts fighting out for one of those 8 spots, or 7 remaining spots in round 3. Until then, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, if you like the little comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.